Hi folks, you're with Tacitus Today, your pushback channel, and thank you for joining this audio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about how the globalists sort of manufacture a CEO class. Now, you could say how they manufacture frontline journalists or other influencers, or how they manufacture the social media influencers. There's a large globalist machine that's dedicated, the Greta Thunbergs and all this thing, that's dedicated to finding and producing and creating and putting out front globalist, pro-globalist, globalist agenda influencers and implementers. And, they put vast resources, a lot of money at this. And often they're using shareholders' money or taxpayers' money as well to do it. You see their influence in the NGOs and the issues that the NGOs pick, and even down to say that they control, the globalists in effect control the police force of the City of London, and where the police actually do the direct bidding of the globalist program. I mean, for goodness sakes, who could have imagined it? But there you go. But just looking at this issue of how they manufacture CEOs and so on. So I'm looking at one now. I've actually met this person. Was seriously underwhelmed by her abilities, and was surprised that she had sort of surprised she had such a senior role in the finance industry, being paid a couple of $1 million a year, or back at the time that I first came across her. Now, she's clearly a political, globalist affirmative action, whatever you want to call it, appointment. And she, anyway, she not long afterwards, I suppose, a year or so later, she pops up as a CEO of one of Australia's biggest companies. Fuck. And I've been looking at some, interviews she's done recently, even with the amount of media training she's getting, which is extensive. So I don't think she's naturally very good in front of the camera, and she's too stupid to know what to say. So they compensate for this by arranging, because she's just a controlled zombie robot creature, that they've created out in the factory. And so she's given a lot of media training, and you can see it kicking in the way she holds her head and positions her head, and the type of, as a mother of young children, I deeply care. And, she's got all the lines. So she's been, it's all choreographed. I don't think a genuine word or comment comes out of her mouth. And she must be pretty bad if she's getting, in natural terms, she must be pretty bad if she's getting that amount of media coaching, which is, again, quite obviously extensive. Now, let's have a look at her, how the globalists created her. And the same could be said for other CEOs, by the way, and people in this sort of beltway that the globalists want to. The globalists want to make sure that every influencer, every CEO, every business person, every banking executive, and so on, every government, prominent politician or public servant are all on the globalist team, and they've done a rather effective job of it around the Western world. And you're hard pressed to find anything other than a handful of people that aren't globalist appointed, globalist manufactured, and globalist controlled, which just goes to show how long the game, what a long game they're playing, and how long they've been playing it, and how effective they've been at it. So just looking at this, so this woman lives in one country. She's not a Gentile or a Christian. She's from the chosen one group, and she's not a particularly good student. I wouldn't say she's probably a bit above average, but no more. Nothing noteworthy about it. But somehow, magically, she wins a scholarship. One of the best paid and one of the wealthiest, if you like, scholarships available in the world, to one of the world's, if not the world's, most prestigious universities. So somehow she just magically wins this rather ordinary student, actually not even from the United States. I mean, like, wow. But somehow she wins this. Now, straight away, that's a giveaway that there are forces behind the curtain who are pulling strings here. If she was the most brilliant student ever, then you go, okay, well, maybe. and if she was a Christian Gentile, you'd go, okay, well, all right, there's that. But given an ordinary student in the non-Gentile background, you sort of look at it going, okay. Somehow she wins this scholarship and goes off to another country. And she doesn't come from a poor background, so she wouldn't actually need the money. Could have, but anyway, so she's over there as a brilliant student. Does a science engineering type degree, and wouldn't you know, she comes first in her class. The Ducks, beats all the guys, beats all the, wow, what a fucking genius. The world has now discovered a genius such. Then does a PhD in science. So she's now 23, does the PhD. She's 25 when she finishes. And again, scholarships galore, Ducks of the school, comes first in everything, is on the student council, and is a real shaker mover. The resume is taking shape. We are looking at a real kick-ass sort of woman here. Then she gets hired straight into a venture capital firm that's sort of a subsidiary of like the big Black Rocks and that sort of thing. So already we're seeing, this is a continuation of behind the curtain sort of moves here. So she gets, she's supposedly this brilliant engineering student who gets hired straight into high finance. That doesn't fit. But anyway, there you go. And is, from what I can gather, headhunted into there. So again, the behind the curtain maneuvers are seeing, again, the globalist machine creating the creatures that they want to put out front and to use and to justify and to give credibility to their programs. So does that for a few years. It's very, very obscure as to what she actually did. It seems that she had no actual job. I don't know. Did she go and get the coffee or make the sandwiches or something? There's no clarity as to what she actually did, if anything. Maybe she was just part of some large team or something. I don't know. Then she goes straight out of that into a big international management consulting firm. That doesn't fit. The management consulting firm is owned by the same company that owns the venture capital firm, but they're like a couple of steps removed. So again, you see that same cabal of people behind the curtain who are moving her around and pulling the strings. Goes to the management consulting firm. Again, I don't know what the fuck she did there. No one seems to know, and there doesn't seem to be any record of it. She's just listed as a consultant, but doing what? Consulting to who? About what? No one seems to know. Then she gets hired straight out of there into an Australian company. Again, one of the biggest banks in the world, but by the way, their biggest shareholder happens to be the same biggest shareholder of the consulting firm in the United States, and so on. Again, so the same behind the curtain people who are pulling all the strings are still at work here, and she's given plum jobs that she's clearly not qualified for. Given plum jobs on very good pay. So when I say very good pay, 20 times the average wage, and then bonuses and so on top. Now, in addition, throughout this time, or certainly in Australia, she's buying and selling real estate, and the performance here is utterly incredible. She is managing to buy real estate at well below market price. So she buys real estate at well below market price. When she comes to sell it, not long afterwards, it sells for well above market price. I mean, wow, fucking wow. I mean, this is like, whoa. We all wish we could do that. I wonder how that happens. And wouldn't you know it, the people who are handling the buying and the selling and the introducing of cashed up Chinese customers are, again, the same people behind the curtain who've been arranging all the other things in her career. So she's being handsomely rewarded for can't be what she's done, because I don't think she's done anything yet. But she's now in her 30s and is already independently wealthy. She doesn't have to work again if she doesn't want to, or depending on the lifestyle you want to live. If you want to live in $100 million waterfront mansions, then she does need to keep on working. But anyway, so that's so she then becomes number 3 person in the bank. Again, a big international bank, or a big bank by international standards. And we're talking probably $2 to $3 million a year, plus bits and pieces income here. Then moves to is just doing that, and suddenly gets hired as a CEO out of the blue. Again, in an area that she's got no knowledge or competence or experience in, and she's never run a business before, never had to make business decisions, as best I can tell, but gets this CEO job anyway. That's with bonuses and bits and pieces and so on. It's somewhere between $6 and $7 million a year in totality, if not more, and quite apart from insider trading on real estate and things like that. But so this is the thing, and this is somebody who maybe would be a lower level district sort of bank executive. This is someone who in no way has the experience, the ability, the capability, or whatever to hold down anything other than a mid-level management position, if that. But there you go. Now, if you look at this incredible path of what appears to be spectacular, success, just one after the other. In fact, there's no success. She's achieved nothing in her own right, produced nothing, created nothing, delivered nothing. There's always been a flunky for the boys downtown, the globalist boys downtown. But this is how things are now. The only thing she has that the globalists prize and cherish the most is an utter and total contempt for her fellow citizens, and for the working class, I call it that. So she's got the globalist mentality. She wouldn't be able to sell real estate to somebody local for that sort of price, but to the cashed up Chinese Communist Party corrupt general buyer who's going to pay it twice the market rate, then in that sense she's a well-practiced and well-rehearsed globalist. But these are the sort of people that manage us now. These are the people who they're not deciding our future because they don't make decisions, but they're out front. They're handsomely rewarded for it. Her net worth would easily be something in the order of, this is personal net worth, $25 million. And even that's a conservative estimate. So and she's only 40. She's in her early or mid 40s. So this is someone who actually hasn't done a day of work in her life, and who's already, in relative terms at least, fantastically wealthy. But it's about the shape. Now I've spoken to know quite a few of them. I've spoken to other CEOs who have been similarly, inducted and created and manufactured and put in positions like this, and some of them I'm just gobsmacked at how men too, by the way, it's not just women. I'm just gobsmacked at how someone that stupid could be. Why would you even want someone that stupid out front? But I think the reality is the globalists actually don't want someone who's that bright. Hey, you're here to do what the fuck we tell you to do, and you'll be handsomely rewarded for it. So just shut up and do as you're told. I think it's something like that. But this is how they do it, and this is the factory that they use to factory make these sort of flunkies out in the back room. You've been with Tacitus today at your Pushback channel. Thank you for listening.